Good morning. How did you get on Friday? At least one standout where you'd have had to decide whether the Champions League is going to be a hindrance or not. Well, not is the answer for these three. Did we get any trades? Did Rennes score first? No. Barcola continues to be an effective replacement for Kylian Mbappe. This was the play. Bochum Dano taking a 2-goal lead. Now, your immediate thought would be here, is this down to pre-Champions League distraction for Dortmund? Well, I'd have probably got involved at the 16th minute, topping up on the 21st minute. That's how I would have done this one. Would have just been done, just bad luck. But don't lose faith. You can top up again at even better odds. Just with a 5-minute difference. Goal before half-time. If you go match odds here, goal before half-time, you can nearly cash out with that single goal. But we don't want to give you that. Emre Can making it 2-2, and the very late show from Guarassi and Meneka, one of the substitutions, getting the job done. So a nice later back. First cash out opportunity, second cash out opportunity. Now, between 62 and 75, it's up to you whether you stay in now. Take the hit on the draw, hope for the win for Dortmund. So, good play. I'd have certainly got involved at 0-2. 0-1, I'd have probably got involved again, and I'd been cursing my luck with that second goal. AC Milan against Lecce, easy as you like. Red card probably coming late. Yeah. No problem at all from AC Milan. Club Brugge and Charleroi. Club Brugge having a bit of a dodgy time at the moment. This is the second time at odds on. They haven't turned up. They were odds on last week and didn't turn up for a 2-4 drubbing when very, very short price favourite. We're talking 1.44. Something is up at Club Brugge, so just be careful if you're trusting them. Sparta Prague and Sigma Olomouc, another pre-Champions League side or pre-European club competition side, falling by the wayside. 1-1 at the 68th minute. Possibility if you fancied to lay the draw. If you did lay the draw, the wrong side scored first. And then they compounded that. So this, I would put down to pre-European club competition. One of these sides, you saw it last Friday. We had 2 defeats at 1-0 to Lille and Dinamo Zagreb. This time, it's Club Brugge falling foul, Sparta Prague falling foul. Obi Odense, I keep telling you, man, what a side. Did Colding score first? No, they didn't. But this is a hell of a side, Odense, in this division. Wayne Rooney, football genius, of course. That is an excellent win. It's going to give his season a big boost, Wayne Rooney, football genius. As long as there's no grannies to distract him, he could pull off another good win. They will take a lot from this because this Luton Town side would be expecting to do something, having spent a season playing against far, far better sides than Plymouth. English Premier League 2, you know where to go for this. Overs, 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 overs. 2-0. Did we get any goals before half-time? Both of them. Over 2.5 goal success. And West Brom Saints, goals before half-time? None. So that would have been the one. Do I hold firm? Do I leave having backed over 2.5 goal first half? What do I do? That's our dilemma, getting out. But look at this consistent sight of goals, goals, goals. So that's one of the strategies to use. Choose a league that you know has a reputation for flirting with overs. And again, this would have been successful. Just before the 15-minute mark that I like to wait for to get enhanced odds. Lorient Ajaccio. Did it all fall apart for Ajaccio with the red? Well, there you go. That says it all. So there's possibilities to lay the draw second half, certainly with Lorient at 1.45 pre-match, dependent on the draw odds. This is one of those, if you delay, get lower odds for the draw, take that draw on. Make sure you double check that the side with the 10 men has reacted to the red card. You'll see that with the second half stats, which should be improved from Lorient. 6 shots on, 9 off, 4 corners. One-way traffic, isn't it? That's what you want to see when a red card's been involved. Martigues, newly promoted. Did they lead and get red carded? That would have been the angle. They read Batman's mate, Robin, scoring the first goal and got red carded. An ideal time to take them on. Newly promoted at home, down to 10. And it didn't take long, 20 minutes, 18 minutes for Skitter to get the equaliser. That would have been one for me to target. That's why I target newly promoted. But having said that, Ulm, second consecutive 3-goal win. This is looking a bit like our old pals Dender from Belgium. 2 first half goals. I'm not sure I would have laid Ulm, having learnt the lesson last time. And you know full well what this means. 2.63 the market. It means this is not unexpected. Both sides are given a shout. Good for them. 2 consecutive wins. Dusseldorf, newly relegated. Greuther Fürth, not newly relegated, but opening the scoring. And at a very, very late penalty winner, will have Greuther Fürth absolutely gutted over their Guinnesses afterwards. In the Irish Premier Division, it's all about reacting. Did Finn Harp score first against Kerry? Or did Kerry score first? Because that would have been a possible angle. No, Finn Harp scoring first. This would have been the shock of the night, I think, based on the pre-match odds. 1.6 favourite. You'd have been in a whole heap of trouble if you traded this. But first minute goal, both teams to score no, would have been at huge odds. Both teams to score no covers this, and covers this. And both teams to score no is a good potential hedge for over 2.5 goals. More on that in the live chat webinar. It's an idea from Paul Dunwoody. And if you can get big odds about both teams to score no in an over 2.5 goal match, it covers 0-0, 1-0, 0-1, 2-0, 0-2. The only scoreline it doesn't cover is 1-1. Very versatile. If it's big enough odds in an over 2.5 goal match, that could be your hedge over unders. Both teams to score no should be decent enough odds. Bray against Cork. Would you have been favouring Cork here, top of the league or thereabouts? This is what I call a Chuckle Brothers match. To me, to you, to me, to you. So they've got the snooker player Sean Maguire equalising, Ronan Keating from Boyzone. Anything to stop him singing, getting the equaliser. And Sean Maguire, the snooker player, getting the winner. Desmond Tutu at half-time could have laid the draw second half. Hope that the favourite scores first. And Bob is your uncle. The Eerste Divisie, both teams to score. 1, 2, 3, 4. What a pity. Over 2.5 goals. Well, easy as you like. This is what we expect. That's what I like in this league. But another one. I think you have to look at the matches individually. You know it's a league full of goals. You want to see the teams match up like that. Don't forget, this is a profitable over 2.5 goal trade. If you traded pre-match, if you waited for 15 minutes, no. Eindhoven and Roda, well, you can't expect them all to be 100%. We're talking about the league being good. Whistler, 5-0. 1.4 favourite. Okay. 0-0 at half-time. Possibilities of laying that draw second half. Sporting Lisbon, exactly what you expect of a 1.17 shot. 0-3, 1-3, any other home score, any other away score. Over 2.5 goals after 15 minutes. Or if you can get 1.8, over 1.5 goals. Over 2.5 goals, you'd be done. 31st minute, you'd be out. Take the gift. You're 2/3 of the way there, having backed overs at enhanced odds. Why are you backing overs in this match? The market tells you so. We're going to have a look at the 2.5 goal plays yesterday. All right, over 2.5 goals. Valladolid, Mallorca. Let's have a look at the breakdown of the match. Again, we're looking for that latest entry point, which we would have got here. But would you be waiting second half for over 2.5 goals? This is the solution, the problem we have to solve. It's a successful 2.5 goal play, but would you have played second half if not first? Second half, you could potentially back over 1.5 goals. As I say, it would be nearing evens. All you need is 1 goal at the right time, and it would be a profit. So we've got to think, it's a profitable over 2.5 goal, but as a trader, you'd be a bit concerned. 55 minutes in, no goal has been scored. Dortmund and Bochum, easy as you like. Fantastic stuff. Now, use this research from a trading perspective. If the research is expecting a 3-1 win and Dortmund are 0-2 down, that gives you your trading angle. Bear in mind too, it's pre-Champions League. That could be the reason they're 0-2 down. But if you want to take the hit, you're going to have to get confirmation from the in-play stats that Dortmund have turned up, which indeed they did. Auxerre and Brest. Let's have a look. 3-0. Again, let's have a look at the goal times. Another successful over 2.5 goal. It was very good yesterday, the research. 26 minute again, delaying entry. And I put 15 minutes as a base. Of course, the general rule is you delay as long as possible. The longer you wait, of course, you could hit that goal. But the longer you wait, the bigger the odds for overs. And the bigger the swing down if you get a goal before half-time. That's what we're trying to capture. So that was easy as you like for Auxerre, and another good one for the research. PSG and Rennes, well, we know that one. Emphatic stuff from Paris Saint-Germain against Rennes. No. Oh, yes, there was. So you could have delayed 15 minutes here again. Barcola's 30-minute goal. And again, you could cash out at the 30-minute mark. But how long are you willing to wait for that second goal, second half, if you are willing to wait? I like to get all my over 2.5 goal work done first half if I can. But second half, you're going to have to come up with an idea. How long do I wait? 60th minute looks obvious. 70th minute still gives 20 minutes for that third goal to be scored. That will still affect the market. So perhaps 70 as you're out. But as you can see, 100% so far. Milan and Lecce. 3-0. Let's have a look. And that's in keeping with the market, isn't it? Alvaro Morata. Christian Pulisic is still scoring as well. Delay your entry for enhanced odds for over 2.5 goals. Off we go. Wow. So an excellent coupon yesterday, I must say. First half goals. We didn't get anything yesterday. No, Brest. Successful trade, but was there any first half goals? Yes, there were. 2 of them. So the research, very good yesterday for the 2.5 goals. Leagues, well, we know already, don't we? We've had a look through these 3. Conjuring up many over 2.5 goal plays yesterday. Pre-match as an indicator. Yes, they came from 0-2 down. Yes, they scored 3 goals. Yes, we got 5 goals in total. Yes, we got 3 goals from this lot. That's what you expect. So very good. Really enjoyed that one yesterday. I'll do another one for you today. What I've liked about this week, it's been very quiet, or shall I say calm. Now, we're not going to get that today, of course. Eid al-Atmar, one of my plays on Wednesday. Nice and calm. Come from behind against the Elf and get the job done. I think we had a couple of others somewhere along the line. 2 or 3 trades only produce a win. Here, The next day, I think it was just Braga on the next day, produced a evens return. So the day before, you've got about a 2.5 to 1 return in total on Wednesday. So £40 stake, you'd be hedging up towards the £100 mark on Wednesday. Thursday, £40 profit on that recovery from Braga. In the +1 market at over evens, an absolute steal. Red cards, didn't know about them at the time, but they're very welcome as well. Looking on to today, live chat webinar at 2:30, where we'll be continuing this 2.5 goal adventure. As you can see, if you do your foundation work, it can be very few. This was a 100% record yesterday, I believe. Newcastle and Man City. This is going to be a tough encounter for Man City. Don't forget, this weekend is, drum roll, pre-Champions League, pre-Europa League, and pre-Europa Conference League. So the likes of Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea. I'm not sure if Chelsea are in Europe. Liverpool could potentially do a Dortmund yesterday. The question is whether they can come back. Champions League, as you can see on the Tuesday, Sparta Prague went down yesterday. Dortmund nearly went down. So you get the idea. Sporting, no problem at all. Man City, Arsenal involved in Premier League football. And the cat's smashing the place up. There we go. So you'd have to favour Manchester City as the most consistent of these two sides. But Newcastle do have that attacking threat. They are at home. It's going to be an excellent match. Arsenal should eye at least that 2-0, which Mikel Arteta loves. Get a 2-0 and Merry Christmas. Another London derby, Brentford and West Ham. Tough to unpack. West Ham have not come alive at all under Lopetegui this season. Chelsea and Brighton, a couple of solid goal-scoring type sides. Chelsea do have that real threat to them, which could see them get out of jail if Brighton score first. Everton and Crystal Palace is a must-win already. It's a relegation 6-pointer for these two. Crystal Palace have gone off the radar since the new manager unlocked 2+ goals from them at the back end of last season. They've only done that once, and that was a come from behind 1-2 to 2-2 with a very, very late goal. Very unimpressive Palace. I'm not sure if they have the goals to take advantage of Everton, or glass half full if you're an Eagles fan. This is the opportunity to score 2 goals today. Everton, as you know, keep conceding. Forest and Fulham, an interesting match. Forest, I believe, unbeaten. Wolves and Liverpool. Wolves do have some struggles, and I think they're going to struggle against this Liverpool side. This Wolves defence is just a little bit too ropey. Championship, Premiership will get a look in play. French League 1, Le Havre potentially gettable at home, newly promoted a couple of seasons ago against Lille. Monaco have been in excellent form. There'll be one to shortlist. So why don't I just do my shortlist as what I'm going through. These are matches I personally like. Doesn't mean there's going to be a trade there, or indeed my expectations will be met. I fancy Man City here. Fancy Arsenal win 2-0 possibly. Leave the London derby alone. Chelsea slightly favoured, I would say. Everton Crystal Palace, a great watch, I think, today. Wolves and Liverpool. You'll be favouring Liverpool here, but this is, I think, pre-European club competition for Liverpool. I have to double check that. You can check that here. No, not this week, so no excuse for Liverpool this week. Just check on Wednesday. That was the loss against Nottingham Forest. They're playing Wednesday in the Champions League. So, yes, it's as you were. Last time we had this, and this is away from home now. So, you saw Arne Slot slip up against Nottingham Forest pre-Champions League. Watch out for that potential again today. So, make sure you take your insurance out if there's any lead for Wolves. So, that would be on my shortlist. Along with that match, Arsenal, Chelsea, and that one. The other ones, not immediately readable pre-match. Doesn't mean it's not going to be a trade. I like Monaco this season, potentially taking on Lille. would be my shortlister here. The Bundesliga is turning into a real goal fest as well, isn't it? This is going to be fascinating. I expect both teams to score 2 goals here today. And Leverkusen, you saw them vulnerable against Leipzig. They might be vulnerable against Dortmund. Talking of Leipzig, they tend to underperform pre-Champions League. It's been a 0-0 and a 1-0 win so far. Could be vulnerable. St. Pauli, newly promoted. Oh, I've got to open the door for a cat. Sorry. All cats have too much sugar. So those would be my German ones. Certainly, I think St. Pauli are vulnerable today against a Freiburg who really got going last week. Second half goals as well. So I'd be looking at those with interest. The others are a bit tough to call. Stuttgart are involved in the Champions League. They might be vulnerable today, but they did win their last Champions League match against Mönchengladbach. So they might find something today. Udinese against Inter Milan, pre-Champions League for Inter Milan, I believe. And the draw experts from last season, Udinese. Good start to the season. This could be a tough encounter for Inter. Could be a 1-goal-in-it event. Juventus, I'll keep an eye on them because I know them well. Bologna-Atalanta, you can tell by the market, far too tough. PSV Eindhoven, be a good 2.5-goal candidate, as will Feyenoord against NEC Nijmegen. Well worth following those two. Spanish La Liga, 2.55, the favourite, tells you. Rayo Vallecano, potentially gettable. Or is it Valladolid? I keep getting them mixed up. So it's a tough coupon for me, but Barcelona, well, they're doing it pre-Champions League, doing it post-Champions League, scoring for fun. They did only get a 1-0 win recently. They'll take that today against Osasuna. Austrian Bundesliga, Red Bull Salzburg, pre-European club competition, could be vulnerable themselves today. We will look on that one with interest. Genk, Denda are priced to be competitive today. Not sure if Anderlecht are involved in Europe, but they're certainly one of the best newly promoted sides in Europe this season with their form. A very, very strange 1-4 defeat for pre-Champions League or post-Champions League Dinamo Zagreb last week, and a loss before the Champions League the week before. They could be vulnerable today. DZ 0-1 loss on the Friday a couple of weeks ago, pre-Champions League. So certainly no gimme here in a derby as well. Well, you saw Sparta Prague fall foul. We're not seeing their city friends, Slavia Prague, but Dukla Prague, newly promoted, could be vulnerable today in the Czech 1 League. Championship League 1 and League 2, always going to get an in-play look, but I've liked following Leeds this season. Sheffield Wednesday have impressed as well, so they'll get on a short list despite the odds. 2.35 the favourite. It looks like a tough old coupon in the Championship. Middlesbrough should be renowned for their home clean sheetery, so let's see if that comes to fruition. Millwall, you'll note, are odds on at home today. In front of those fans, when you're expected to win. Pompey are newly promoted, so they'll get a look in today as well. Potentially targetable. Newly promoted against newly relegated. Interesting. I don't know much about English League One, so I'll react in play to that. I don't know whether Blackpool are a deserved odds-on favourite at home. Similar story, Birmingham against Peterborough. So we will see. English League 2, no odds. Odds-on favourites away from home. Again, reactive. Martigues potentially gettable yesterday. Red Star, the other newly promoted side in France, could be gettable against Paris FC. Bundesliga 2, well worth following today. Preußen Munster, newly promoted, could be vulnerable. I think Regensburg, we can check if they're newly promoted or not by looking at the head-to-heads. And working our way back down to Bundesliga. So no, they're not. But a league well worth following. Newly promoted sides well worth taking on. Elite Serie A always gets a look. 1 o'clock, I'll be up for this one. Mulder against Tromsø seems to be the standout. Obosligan very much taking a back seat, but why are Arlesson strong favourite? Mjøndalen tend to be gettable, so they'll get a shortlist look at 3 o'clock. Champions a couple of seasons ago, Rakow. Could be worth following. Legia Warsaw as well, another famous side. So a couple of Polish matches which catch the attention. Can Benfica follow Sporting Lisbon's 3 goals? They're certainly priced to be competitive. Do check as well whether Benfica have upcoming European action. We can check the match, which will be today in Portugal. They should have European action, shouldn't they? Big name against Gil Vicente. Yes, indeed. A small knockabout against Atletico Madrid on the 2nd of October is going to impact potentially performance today. Didn't for Sporting. It might do for Benfica. We'll certainly follow this one with interest. And if Gil Vicente score first, just press the pause button because you know the Champions League is upcoming for Ben. Did they field a weaker side today? The Chavs might be worth following, but a very early start. Newly relegated, I believe, the Chavs. And if you're going to trade the Chavs, just make sure you lock up your valuables first, please. In the SPL, Celtic, the usual odds on, should be the title winners this season. Hearts priced to win, but certainly not putting up any decent performances this season. The 3rd best side from last season. Look at this. Now, this is an interesting match. This is what I call a redemption match. Now, bear in mind, they're 1.6 favourite, 1.65 favourite, right? Count the L's. More L's than the Conservative Party, this lot. So you want me to back Hearts at 1.65 after all that. This is called potential redemption match. The market thinks this is the time for Hearts to end its woeful run, get back on the proper footing. So watch out with interest this Hearts match. Spanish La Liga 2, always worth a look. Newly relegated Cadiz, odds on at home. Automatically, aren't they? Just giving you a little nudge, saying we think there's potential here for Cadiz. So let's see if Eldenza score first. So a busy old coupon today, and these are my personal picks, my shortlist. And it's probably a good idea, isn't it, for a busy Saturday? Because you saw Wednesday plucking out 2 or 3 winning trades without all of the excessive noise, produced a great return. And we did it again on Thursday, plucking out one. That's what I'm going to try to do today. And this helps because it's such a busy Saturday. This helps give me something to look at. These are some from yesterday, of course, we can just get rid of. So live chat webinar at 2:30 p.m. today. I hope you can make it. Been in good form, picking up some good stuff, and we're coming up with some good ideas, particularly for over 2.5 goals, which I'll work on for you today. Have a great day. See you live chat webinar on YouTube. Members at 2:30 p.m. We'll do a free live chat webinar next week for everyone to join. You'll see what you're missing at footballtradingprofits.com.